The one royal, who will never be invited to Princess Leonor's wedding. For months, the world has wondered who would be invited, who would stand closest to the heir of Spain, and who would be left on the outside looking in. Royal weddings are never just weddings, they are declarations, statements, and sometimes, carefully calculated exclusions. And now, as Princess Leonor's wedding approaches, whispers are becoming certainty. There is one royal, one figure in Europe's glittering network of crowns and titles, who will never be invited to this historic celebration. It is shocking, yes. For the palace, for the public, for those who assumed royal family ties meant loyalty above all. And yet, in a move that has stunned insiders and observers alike, the exclusion has been quietly confirmed. The question is not only, who, but, why? Because in the world of royalty, every invitation, or lack thereof, tells a story. A story of love, politics, tension, and hidden rivalries that few ever glimpse beyond the palace gates. Some will argue that this is mere protocol. Others will insist it is personal. But the truth, as always, lies in the layers beneath the gilded surface. Leonor, raised in the exacting light of duty, has had to navigate not only the expectations of her own family but the subtle, sometimes sharp, pressures of European royalty at large. Each relationship, each alliance, each perceived slight carries weight. And the absence of this one royal speaks louder than any speech or decree. The first whispers began months ago. Rumors spread through Madrid's inner circles, filtered across Europe, reaching the ears of royal watchers in Denmark, the UK, and beyond. Names were suggested, dismissed, and repeated. Speculation grew as palace officials remained silent. Silence, in the world of monarchy, is never neutral, it is itself a message. And tonight, that silence has been broken. The exclusion is strategic, not impulsive. It is meant to protect, to preserve, and to send a subtle signal. Some suggest it is about reputation, a careful boundary drawn to safeguard the image of the young princess. Others see it as a reflection of unresolved tensions, old grievances that refuse to fade. And yet, there is another layer, the deeply human side of Leonor herself. Behind the ceremonies, the protocol, and the history, she is a young woman asserting her choices, her boundaries, her personal sense of who belongs in the most intimate moments of her life. This decision, though shocking, is not without precedent. Royal weddings across Europe have always included both the glittering and the deliberately absent. Each slight, each omission, has a ripple effect that can shape alliances for years to come. In this case, it is not simply a matter of personality or preference. It is about legacy, influence, and a silent negotiation of power that most of the world will never fully see. And yet, despite the tension, there is a profound emotional truth here. Exclusions hurt, yes, but they also reveal priorities. Leonor's wedding is not just about appearances, it is about the people who mean the most to her, the family and friends whose presence will define the day, whose support will echo through her life as queen. Choosing who is allowed in is as much an act of love as it is of strategy. Already, the fallout is visible in whispers, in subtle gestures, in the way courtiers and observers read every movement. What does it say about loyalty? About trust? About the enduring impact of old rivalries? And most importantly, how does this exclusion reflect Leonor's growing power as a royal who is no longer simply following tradition, but shaping it herself? Consider the historical context. Spain's monarchy has always walked the fine line between duty and personal desire. Weddings, proclamations, and public appearances are not merely ceremonial, they are performative acts of state. Every smile, every nod, every absence is a calculated element of a story that spans generations. By choosing to exclude this one royal, Leonor and her advisors are quietly rewriting that story, prioritizing authenticity over expectation, choice over obligation. And yet, the public response is unpredictable. Some view the exclusion as a scandal, a rupture in the otherwise seamless royal narrative. Others see it as a courageous assertion of independence, proof that Leonor is not merely a figurehead but a young woman capable of steering her own destiny. The tension between these interpretations adds layers of drama, curiosity, and anticipation as the wedding day draws near. But who exactly is the royal in question? Why is their absence so significant? Because in royal circles, identity is power. The individual left out may hold influence, wealth, or lineage that could have overshadowed the young princess's choices. Their exclusion is not an insult alone, it is a statement about priorities, alliances, and the evolving dynamics of European royalty. And it is not only about politics. There is heartbreak, disappointment, and deeply human emotion intertwined with every carefully drawn boundary. Royals are often painted as figures of perfection, immune to the pangs of personal conflict. But Leonor's decision reminds us that even in the rarefied world of crowns and palaces, relationships are fragile, and choices carry immense emotional weight. As preparations for the wedding accelerate, every detail, guest lists, seating arrangements,